Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Erling Haaland has won the Football Writers Association Player of the Year and it's a bloody disgrace. A disgrace, but not for the reasons you think. We're also going to be previewing the Premier League games, massive games coming up this weekend. But Erling Haaland, smash a like on the video. What an achievement it's been in his first ever season in the Premier League. 82% of the Football Writers Association voted for him to be their Player of the Year. They got it right. It was very obvious to get it right. I'd be stunned if anybody didn't vote for him. It was easy work, but at the end of the day, Erling Haaland deserves it. I think back in January, I probably would have gone for Odegaard, but no. The consistency across the season, the goals win games. The scary thing is, I think there's improvement to Haaland's game. I think we can all see that in certain areas, but what a season, what a player. And he thoroughly deserves it. So what's the disgrace, Goldbridge, you might say? Well, I think that, look, the great thing about opinion is I'll have an opinion and people will say I'm talking nonsense. I personally think that the Football Writers Association has displayed the typical issue I have with journalism, in a sense, that I think it is laced with agenda, relationship and bias. And we can see that in the voting. I think that there's a few absentees that are an absolute disgrace, and what it does do is it demonstrates the level in which football is consumed and observed, and as I say, and how it is laced with bias. Because I look at the top five. Erling Haaland, no problem. Saka, Odegaard, De Bruyne, Rashford. And I do have a problem. I have a very big problem. I'm a massive fan of Saka, but Odegaard should be ahead of him. I don't get that. I don't get why Saka would be ahead of Odegaard this season. I'd be very surprised if an Arsenal fan would put Saka ahead of Odegaard. Maybe I'm not reading the room, but I have watched Arsenal this season a lot more than I normally would. And to me, I just think Odegaard has been incredible. And I think if he did have that British passport, the media would live up his arse. So, I'm surprised by that. And I think that is a little bit of bias because obviously Saka is English. So I think Odegaard should have been second to Haaland. I don't think Saka's the second best player in the Premier League this season. And I think a sports writer should appreciate that. Kevin De Bruyne I've got not much of a massive problem with. Marcus Rashford's had a very, very good season. But as I move down the list, Harry Kane in 6th place, Declan Rice in 7th place. And this is where I start to have concerns because I'm like, wow, we've got Harry Kane and Declan Rice in the top 7 behind Marcus Rashford in 5th. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's Ivan Toney in this game? Where is Saliba in this game? Where's a Manchester United centre-back in this game? Where's a Newcastle defender in this game? Like, I'm like, there has been some remarkable things happen this season. Where's Casido in this game? Where's a Fulham player in this game? It's like, I like Declan Rice and I like Harry Kane, but come on, is that not just lazy bias, agenda-driven British passports nonsense that we get tired of? Declan Rice has not had a better season than Brighton midfielders. He's not. 100% not. He's not had a better season than Ivan Toney. Manchester United at home this season have only conceded 8 goals. Whether you go Varane, whether you go Martinez, I don't care. But you've got to put them in the equation. Casemiro, if you've watched Manchester United, I know it's not popular to like Casemiro because you want to back your British referees who send him off for things he hasn't done. But if you watch Manchester United with Casemiro and without Casemiro, there is a world of difference from where we would be in the league. Liverpool wouldn't be chasing us down if we didn't have Casemiro. They'd be ahead of us. So I do agree with Haaland, but that's an open goal. No one's going to miss that. It's an easy put. Erling Haaland, easy. Odegaard should be second for me. Saka, De Bruyne, I don't mind being in the top 4. Has Rashford had a better season than Casemiro? The interesting thing about putting Rashford at number 5 is I'm a massive fan of Rashford and I like him, but I don't think Marcus Rashford gets voted Man United Player of the Year. I'd be very surprised if he does. Bruno Fernandes. Where's Bruno Fernandes in this game? Casemiro, as I said. And I also, I can't even see Ivan Toney in the top 10. I don't get that. How many goals has Ivan Toney scored this season? 20 goals in 33 games for Brentford. Oh, is it because he's got some gambling charges hanging over him? Well, that's not he can't. Scoring goals in the Premier League's got nothing to do with that. I think it's an incredible record, and also you're not the. This is not the Premier League Player of the Year. This is the Football Writers Association. So yeah, look, I think Erling Haaland's an easy one, but yet again, I think this is why fans get a little bit frustrated, because you look to the ex-player, you look to the media, look to the journalists, and you just go, I don't trust that much anymore. I don't trust your opinion anymore, because it really is laced with, have they given you an interview? You know, do you get on with them? What's their passport? You know, all this sort of stuff. As I say, I think Declan Rice and Harry Kane are really good players, but how they could be ahead of a Saliba or an Ivan Toney or a Callum Wilson or you know, a Martinez, a Varane, a Casemiro, a Bruno Fernandes, it just doesn't make any sense. In fact, the only defender who is in the top 15 is John Stones. Surprise, surprise, I'm Cilla Black. It feels like, does he have a British passport by any chance? John Stones is the only centre-back in the top 15. No, he's just simply not. And John Stones is a good player, but he's simply not the best centre-back in the Premier League this season. Just simply not. I wouldn't even have him in my top 4. So, yeah, Casido's way down. Rodri's way down. I mean, who's Rodri in this game? I mean, Rodri is behind Declan Rice and Harry Kane. What's Declan Rice done this season, by the way? He's finished the season well, but I didn't notice him this season until the last month. That's massively incredible. Good to see Mo Salah in the list. Trippier's in the list. James Maddison, Xhaka's in the list. But as I say, I think there's some glaring mistakes there, and you know, that's the Football Writers Association. You know, these are journalists. They've been to bloody university to get the degree, most of them. And look, people will say that I'm being offensive there. I'm not being offensive. They write opinion pieces. We have a right to have an opinion back. They've got a very strong opinion on fan content. We all know what they think about that. So, look, I just completely disagree with that. I think Erling Haaland is an open goal. Definitely. He has to be Player of the Year. But some of the absentees are shocking. And to put Harry Kane and Declan Rice, players I like, ahead of the Casemiros and the Salibas and the Bruno Fernandezes and the Sinchenkos, and the list goes on, and not even to have Ivan Toney in that list is disgusting. That's the disgrace, by the way. To not have a Brentford striker who scored 20 goals in 33 games in that list is terrible. It's absolutely terrible, in my opinion. Anyway, let's have a look at... we have got... make sure you smash a like and get your comments in below. Very important that you do that, of course. But let's have a look at the Premier League this weekend. We're doing a double watch-along on Sunday. I'm doing Man United versus Bournemouth on United Stand on Saturday. But there's some big games. I'm doing Everton, Man City and Arsenal, Brighton on Sunday. They are 2 big games. Everton, Man City, is there a chance that Man City could drop points there? I don't think so, but if they did, could open the door a little bit for Arsenal, who are home to Brighton, which will be a very difficult game as well. Leicester play Liverpool on Monday. Man United, as I say, play Wolves at 3 o'clock. But there are other games of interest. Chelsea host Nottingham Forest, desperate for a win. Aston Villa host Tottenham, also fighting for Europe, those 2. Leeds against Newcastle at 12:30. Relegation against the top 4 racer. There's some really big games to come this weekend. And don't forget to subscribe and smash a like to That's Football, because we'll be reacting and doing watch-alongs for all of those. Get your comments in below. Look, I completely agree with Haaland. That's not a disgrace. That's an open goal. But some of the players missing... Do you agree with it or not? Do you agree with the top 5 of Haaland, Saka, Odegaard, De Bruyne and Rashford? Do you agree that there's no centre-backs in the top 15 apart from John Stones? Do you agree that Ivan Toney shouldn't even be in the top 15 like he's not? Get your comments in below.